Hi, I'm Chris Wallace from Walnut Hollow, and today we're going to talk about the soldering point that comes with the Creative Versatool. So we're talking about the soldering point, and this is what it looks like when you take it out of your storage case in the Creative Versatool. You also get some lead-free solder, and this solder has a rosin core, so there's no need to use flux. But to prepare your point, you need to what we call tin it. So it's tin, you need to tin your point. I'm also using a different kind of a holder that has a little sponge, a place to put a sponge that is damp, because I'm going to continually wipe my soldering point on this damp sponge, and then I can put the tool on the holder when I'm not using it. It's just a handier piece to use. So I have the tool is nice and hot. It's turned up to the red zone, and I uncoil the solder that comes with the tool, and I simply put it by the point, and it will start melting onto the point at the very end. And this is called, when you're preparing your point, this is called tinning your point. I'm going to go over to the sponge, wipe the excess off onto the damp sponge, and now I'm ready to start soldering. To solder around a piece like this, I've used glass. This is a couple of pieces of glass, and I've put a little butterfly print inside the two pieces, and then I put them together and used copper foil to add some, it's an adhesive copper foil, and I pressed it all the way around the edges of the glass, so that now I'm ready to solder it together and the two pieces of glass will not come apart. So I usually hold the glass piece with a pair of pliers, and I'll pull up the solder so that I can get it onto the tip of the solder point, and then I lay it down onto the copper foil. You don't want to play around with it too much. You want to make it nice and smooth on the copper. Pick up a little bit more and continue to go around the edge. As I said before, this particular solder is lead-free. It comes with a rosin core, and so there's no need to add flux. As you work it, you'll continually remelt the solder, and you can make it nice and smooth along the sides and the edges. When you need to wipe your tool because you want to start with some fresh solder, just go back to your sponge, and sometimes while you're doing this process, your point becomes untinned or it gets a residue on it, and I use a piece of sandpaper and simply sand the point down so that it's clean again. Wipe it on your sponge, on your damp sponge, and then before you start soldering again, you're going to retin your point. And you'll see once the point is silver again, and you've retinned it, and now you're ready to go. Wipe the excess off, but your point is now shiny silvery again. That means that the solder will hold on to that point to add more solder around your copper foil until you're finished with soldering all around the edges. I have a couple of samples here of pieces that we've already completed. And so the solder's gone all around the edges. It's nice and smooth and makes it decorative. This could be used as an ornament. We have some neck pieces, a bracelet, some small pieces. This is a small piece of stained glass. So the Creative Versatool and the soldering point are used to make small projects. You can do some electronics, small jewelry pieces if you're wanting to solder jump rings together or that kind of thing. It's not for making a big stained glass window in your home, but to do smaller jewelry projects and smaller stained glass pieces. So that's all about soldering. Thanks for watching. See you next time.